It's a strange feeling, isn't it? Being surrounded by people, yet feeling like you don't belong. For those on a higher spiritual path, this sense of loneliness can be overwhelming. Chosen ones, highly vibrational people, often find themselves isolated, without friends, and struggling in relationships. But why is that? It's not because they don't want to connect. It's because they live on a different vibrational frequency, making it difficult to relate to others who don't share the same depth of understanding. What's even more perplexing is that this isolation isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's part of their purpose, part of what shapes their journey. The higher your standards for relationships, the fewer people align with your soul's calling. It's counterintuitive, but the more spiritual someone becomes, the more they crave solitude and reject surface-level connections. You may have wondered why your circle gets smaller as you grow, or why even casual conversations seem draining. The truth is, you're not alone, you're just operating on a different frequency. Curious to learn more about why spiritual people often walk their paths in solitude? Let's dive into the hidden reasons that explain why chosen ones are destined for a life that often feels separate from the world around them. 1. Higher standards for romantic relationships. When you've reached a certain level of spiritual awareness, the idea of settling for anything less than a deeply meaningful relationship becomes unimaginable. Highly vibrational people naturally set higher standards for romantic relationships, often feeling that casual connections won't satisfy their need for alignment on a soul level. It's not about being picky, it's about seeking someone whose energy resonates with their spiritual path. This can lead to long periods of being single, as they prefer solitude over relationships that don't elevate their vibration. Take the example of a person who has gone through a spiritual awakening. Suddenly, what once seemed acceptable in a partner no longer aligns with their values. They look for someone who not only shares their vision but also uplifts them emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. The challenge is that these kinds of connections are rare, and settling for anything less feels like a betrayal of their true self. The concept of chosen ones alone isn't just a phrase, it's a reality for those who refuse to compromise their standards. So, why does this matter? When people begin to recognize their worth, they start seeking relationships that reflect that understanding. However, with higher standards comes the likelihood of being alone, often leading to feelings of isolation. But that's okay, it's a temporary phase. They know deep down that being true to their higher self is far more important than having superficial relationships. This constant internal conflict opens the door to the next layer of their journey, navigating the difficulty of relating to those operating at lower vibrational frequencies. 2. Difficulty relating to lower vibrational people. Highly vibrational individuals often find it difficult to connect with people who operate at lower frequencies. It's like speaking two completely different languages. What matters to one may seem trivial to the other. While they prioritize growth, introspection, and deeper spiritual matters, others may focus on material success, surface-level interactions, or short-term pleasures. This disconnect can make them feel like outsiders, unable to relate to the majority of people around them. Imagine attending a social event where everyone seems more interested in gossip and trivial matters than exploring deeper conversations. For someone who is spiritually inclined, this can feel like draining their energy, leaving them disengaged and longing for meaningful dialogue. It's not that they feel superior, it's just that their priorities and vibrational frequency are on a different plane. The constant mismatch can create a sense of loneliness, as finding others on the same wavelength is often a rare occurrence. This struggle to relate often results in spiritual people being more selective about who they let into their inner circle. Over time, they might avoid certain social settings altogether, not because they're antisocial but because they find it difficult to connect. But this isn't the end of the story. In fact, it's just the beginning of understanding why they need solitude to recharge and how essential that alone time is for their well-being. 3. Need for solitude to recharge. Highly vibrational people often find themselves needing extended periods of solitude to maintain their energetic balance. Being around others, especially in social settings, can drain their energy, leaving them feeling emotionally and mentally exhausted. Solitude becomes a sanctuary where they can recharge, reflect, and recalibrate their inner world. It's not that they dislike being around people, it's just that alone time is essential for them to stay grounded and connected to their higher self. Think about it like this: just as a phone needs to be charged to function, highly spiritual people require moments of silence and solitude to replenish their energy. During these moments, they engage in activities like meditation, journaling, or simply enjoying nature. These activities help them clear away the noise of the external world and refocus on their own spiritual path. Without these periods of solitude, they can easily feel overwhelmed by the energies and emotions of others, leading to burnout. This need for isolation, however, can sometimes be misunderstood. People might think they are avoiding relationships or being distant, when in fact, they're protecting their own well-being. Solitude is a powerful tool for self-preservation, enabling them to continue their spiritual journey with clarity. But this brings up another challenge: the incompatibility with superficial friendships, which often leaves them feeling even more alone in their quest for meaningful connections. 4. Incompatibility with superficial friendships. Highly vibrational people often feel a profound disconnect when it comes to superficial friendships. While others may be content with casual, surface-level relationships, spiritual individuals crave depth, authenticity, and a true connection of souls. Engaging in conversations that skim the surface without diving into meaningful topics feels empty and unfulfilling. As a result, they naturally distance themselves from shallow interactions, opting for solitude or a select few deep connections instead. Picture someone at a party where small talk dominates the atmosphere, discussing the latest trends or gossip just doesn't resonate with them. They long for conversations that explore personal growth, the mysteries of the universe, or the inner workings of the human mind. When they don't find these deeper discussions, they may quietly retreat, preferring to spend their time in solitude rather than engaging in relationships that lack substance. It's not a rejection of others, but a need to protect their energy from interactions that don't nourish their soul. This desire for meaningful connections means that superficial friendships quickly fall away, leaving them with fewer but more profound relationships. It can feel lonely at times, but they understand the importance of quality over quantity. This reinforces why energetic sensitivity plays such a critical role in their social interactions, leading to the next layer of understanding their unique experience in this world. 5. Energetic sensitivity. One of the most defining traits of highly vibrational people is their acute sensitivity to energy. They can easily pick up on the emotions, intentions, and even the unspoken thoughts of those around them, almost like tuning into an invisible frequency. This sensitivity makes them highly intuitive, but it also comes with its challenges. Crowded places, chaotic environments, and emotionally charged situations can leave them feeling overwhelmed, drained, or even anxious. It's as if their senses are dialed up to the highest setting, making social interactions an intense experience. For instance, imagine walking into a room and instantly feeling the tension from an argument that happened hours before. Highly sensitive individuals absorb that lingering energy, which can affect their mood, focus, and overall well-being. This heightened awareness makes them more cautious about where they go and who they surround themselves with. They may avoid certain places or people altogether to protect their energy, which can sometimes be seen as distant or aloof by others who don't understand this sensitivity. However, this energetic sensitivity isn't just a burden, it's also a gift. It allows them to navigate life with a deep awareness of the subtle forces at play, making them more empathetic and compassionate toward others. Yet, it also intensifies their need to focus on their purpose rather than getting caught up in conventional social interactions, paving the way for a deeper sense of purpose over socializing. 6. Sense of purpose above socializing. Highly vibrational people often feel a powerful sense of purpose that goes beyond the usual desire for socializing. Their path is typically focused on personal growth, spiritual awakening, and fulfilling their life's mission. Because of this, they prioritize their inner work over typical social engagements, often finding the latter distracting from their journey. While others may find joy in casual gatherings, these individuals feel a deeper calling to focus on something greater, which can lead to periods of solitude or isolation. Consider someone deeply immersed in their spiritual practice or creative work. Time spent alone is not seen as lonely but rather as an essential part of their mission. Their commitment to personal development, whether through meditation, studying sacred texts, or even creating art, takes precedence over casual social events. This doesn't mean they don't value relationships, but their interactions are more likely to be with those who support their higher purpose, rather than those who seek only light-hearted entertainment. This heightened sense of purpose can make them seem distant or disinterested in typical socializing, but it's because their focus is on something far more profound. They view their time as precious, and every moment is an opportunity to evolve spiritually. However, this deep sense of purpose often makes them feel misunderstood, especially by those who don't share the same spiritual drive, leading to even more isolation. 7. Feeling misunderstood. One of the most challenging aspects for highly vibrational people is the constant feeling of being misunderstood. Their spiritual insights, intuitive knowledge, and deep emotional experiences often don't align with the mainstream views of those around them. This can make them feel like outsiders, as their perspectives on life, love, and existence are often difficult for others to grasp. It's not uncommon for them to be labeled as too intense or too deep, reinforcing a sense of isolation. Picture someone sharing a profound spiritual experience only to be met with blank stares or skepticism. These moments of misunderstanding push them further inward, where they begin to question whether it's worth sharing their thoughts at all. Over time, they may start avoiding conversations about their spiritual beliefs, feeling that few people truly get them. This creates an internal struggle between wanting to connect and realizing that most people won't fully understand their journey. However, being misunderstood doesn't weaken their resolve. In fact, it strengthens their commitment to their spiritual path. They realize that their journey is unique and that not everyone is meant to walk it with them. This realization helps them find peace in their solitude, though it continues to fuel the question, is there a way to form deeper connections while staying true to their purpose? This curiosity opens the door for further exploration of their spiritual journey. So, now that you've seen the hidden reasons why chosen ones often walk alone, what will you do with this knowledge? Are you ready to embrace your solitude as part of your spiritual journey, or will you continue seeking connections that don't truly serve you? Think about the relationships in your life. Do they align with your higher purpose, or are they simply distractions pulling you away from your path? Remember, being alone doesn't mean being lonely. It's a chance to reconnect with your true self, to recharge, and to dive deeper into your spiritual growth. You have the power to decide who gets access to your energy. Now's the time to set higher standards, protect your peace, and surround yourself with those who truly elevate your spirit. Don't be afraid to stand in your power, even if it means walking your path in solitude for a while. Subscribe to the channel and activate notifications so you don't miss out on more insights like these. Continue expanding your consciousness by watching the recommended video that you see on the screen right now.